Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a wee post-match review of Celtic's thumping, magnificent, dominant 6-0 win over Dundee last night at Celtic Park, a result that takes us 13 points clear with 13 league games to go and in essence 17 successful games away from winning the treble yet again, with those 13 league games and 4 cup games. And if we win the 4 cup games, we'll win the Scottish Cup. And if we have successful results in those 13 league games left, again, we'll win the league very comfortably. In today's video, we're going to have a wee look at the goals, a wee look at the stats, my own player ratings, and one or two wee thoughts regarding the game and also regarding our next game, which is at the weekend against Raith Rovers in the Cup. And I would expect in the game against Raith Rovers at the weekend, we'll make one or two wee changes, maybe rest a couple of players or at least have them on the bench in preparation for the Bayern Munich match next midweek. Now, Celtic started nice and dominantly, got themselves on top, but did take a wee bit of time to get the goal. There were quite a number of pushing and pullings in the box. The first couple of times Celtic got corners, but the referee and VAR chose not to get involved. However, there was a very blatant bit of pushing and shoving and shirt grabbing by Silla on Austin Trusty, keeping Austin Trusty on the ground and pulling him down as he tried to get his header. The kind of thing that often goes unpunished in boxes, and however, VAR chose to highlight it, and the referee did, despite the fact that he had a very good view of it the first time around. This time, after VAR showed it to him in slow motion, maybe from a couple of different angles, the referee quite rightly gave it as a penalty. Up stepped Arnie Engels and kills a cucumber, smashed the ball into the bottom right-hand corner of Carson's goal. Unstoppable shot, even though Carson went the right way. Celtic kept up the domination, a few more chances, few near misses and saves. And Celtic, just as it looked like they were going to be going into half-time just 1-0 up. Nice move down Celtic's left, got Idah free in the box. Good shot by Idah, well saved by Carsons, rebounded to Jota. His shot was also saved, then rebounded to Adam Idah, who from a fairly acute angle smashed the ball into the top of the net, and Celtic went in to the half-time break with a nice comfortable 2-0 lead. Celtic kept up the domination, kept on the front foot, keeping Dundee pretty much penned in their half for pretty much the whole of the game, apart from the occasional wee breakaway. And then a nice couple of wee step overs by Jota out on the left wing. Then the most wonderful ball into the box, looping over the last defender perfectly for Dyson Maida's well-timed run at the back post, and Maeda had a diving, stooping, bending header past Carson in the goal, 3-0 up shortly after. Bit of trickery and clever footwork by Jota on his own byline, freed up the ball past McGregor onto Johnston, onto Engels. Very, very quick forward passing. Most wonderful curving pass by Arnie Engels into the pacey run of Dyson Maeda, who picked up the ball, got past the Dundee defender, and noticing Carson just a wee bit too far off his line, lovely chipped, lobbed a shot across the goal, over the goalkeeper, dipping just under the bar, and a great 4-0 lead for Celtic. Celtic kept up the pressure. Nice layoff by Greg Taylor to give Arnie Engels a wee bit of space. Engels opened up for the shot. Brilliant shot to the top corner. Took a very slight deflection of Silla. I think it was beating Carson's come what may. And so Arne Engels got his second goal in the 71st minute. Late in the game, nice 1-2 between Kuhn and Alistair Johnston. Johnston set up Kuhn again on the corner of the box, and Kuhn, lovely curving left foot shot into the top far corner. 6-0 win for Celtic, and a very well deserved win for Celtic. Massive confidence booster going into the cup match and then the two Bayern Munich games. And also looks like Celtic got through the game injury free, plus managing to get some good time for various players coming off the bench who may well be quite important in the Wraith Rovers match, whilst giving some of the usual starters a game off or half a game off. Stats were very, very dominantly in Celtic's favour. Possession was 80-20 in favour of Celtic. Shots were 18-5 for Celtic. Celtic had 8 on targets to 1 by Dundee, 8 off targets by Celtic to 2 by Dundee, and 2 shots blocked for each team. Kasper Schmeichel made 1 save, very, very simple save, and Carson made 2 saves in the Dundee goal. Touches in the box, very dominant Celtic, 33-13, and corners 6-3 in Celtic's favour. And pretty much every single stat that you look at was massively in Celtic's favour. Celtic had brilliant stats for passing accuracy, successful passes in the final third, twice as many forward passes as backward passes, also good use of the long ball. It was an all-around, pretty much perfect performance by Celtic. 6 goals, lots of chances, lots of excitement, and plenty of good performances. Now, looking at my own personal ratings for the players, Kasper Schmeichel 6.5, simply because he had practically nothing to do. Everything he does do well. 1 simple save, and got the ball back into play as quick as he possibly could from any by kicks. Gave all 4 defenders 7 out of 10, Johnston, Taylor, Carter-Vickers and Trusty, and they never really looked in any danger at all. Any times the fullbacks got slightly beaten, Carter-Vickers, Trusty came across, and it was an excellent defensive performance, and both Johnston and Taylor got assists, and some very good distribution and calm distribution by Trusty and Carter-Vickers, so 7 all round for the 4 defenders. Given Rio Hatate and Callum McGregor both 8 out of 10. Both did a great job controlling things, passing, getting themselves forward to support the attack and get the ball out wide. Lovely linking play and good captaincy and leadership from Callum McGregor, getting a wee bit more back to his best form, and good omens for us going into the 2 Bayern Munich matches next week and the week after. Arne Engels gave him 8.5 out of 10. Lovely pass to set up the second Engels and Maeda goal, the 4th goal. He scored the 5th goal himself, scored from the penalty spot to score the 1st goal after quite a long VAR break. And I think it was one of Engels' best performances for Celtic, and it was touch and go between him and Engels and Maeda for my man of the match. So 8.5 for Engels. Gave 8.5 for Jota as well. He's playing remarkably well for a player who's had only just a few games for Rennes in the French league up until this. Lots of magical touches. He had a shot well saved that rebounded for Idah to score our second, and was a wonderful cross to give Engels and Maeda that chance to score the 3rd goal. And lots of brilliant touches and speed and invention and trickery from Jota going down the left-hand side. And I do hope he's just manages to get himself back to his best for the game next week against Bayern Munich, because as we are unfortunately aware, Engels and Maeda will be missing from that Celtic home leg against Bayern Munich, which is a big shame, although hopefully Kuhn having a couple of games to rest himself maybe he can come back and be as big a force down the right wing as he was in many of the Champions League games so far. Given Adam Idah an 8 as well, scored a goal, led the line well, kept the Celtic attack going, had a couple of other wee half chances, and good game all round by Adam Idah, leading the forward line. And Engels and Maeda 9 out of 10 and man of the match. He scored 2 goals. He was involved in so many of Celtic's best things. A couple of other chances to score as well as the 2 that he scored. As I said, it is a big shame we won't have him for the first leg against Bayern Munich. However, if we do get a goal or 2 of a lead to take off to Munich, maybe his pace on the counter-attack might well be a secret weapon for us that night in Germany. In terms of the subs, gave Nicholas Kuhn 7.5 out of 10. I thought he came on and showed a lot of energy, attack, and intent. Looked like his fitness levels are back to where they were before. Got involved a couple of times with good, promising attacks and scored a brilliant goal for our 6th and final goal last night. Given Paulo Bernardo 6 and Luke McCowan 6, bit disappointed in them both. Didn't really get themselves terribly involved in the game. Paulo Bernardo had the best part of a half an hour. Didn't really do very much. Luke McCowan did have just 15 minutes or so at the end of the game, less chance to get himself in. But unlike Kuhn, who did have a very good performance, a very productive performance, both Bernardo and McCowan were a bit disappointing. Quite impressed with Johnny Kenny, who came on for Adam Idah. A couple of shots by Kenny during his 20 minutes or so on the pitch. Didn't really threaten the goal, but good that he's getting himself in and around the right areas to score goals. And I thought Jeffrey Sloop also, good job as an attacking left back. He played a wee bit further forward than Taylor had been doing. Also got himself quite central at times. And I think it does actually give Celtic quite a bit of a variation in what our left back can do. And when required, Sloop's defensive work was good, apart from one misplaced pass. That just about finishes off all the ratings and analysis of yesterday's evening's game. Celtic have a couple of days off, light training, and then the Wraith Rovers Cup match at the weekend. And then on Monday evening, we'll see who we get in the quarter-final draw, assuming that we are successful as would be expected against Wraith Rovers at the weekend. No other major Celtic news at the moment. And as I say, first impressions are no injuries going into the Wraith Rovers match, or more importantly, into the Bayern Munich match in 6 days' time. And so we'll finish things off at that point there. We'll be doing another video or two over the next few days, including a pre-match preview of the Wraith Rovers Cup match. And so until the next video, goodbye and hail, hail.